Welcome to the 1 metre World Championships at West Kirby. I'm Sarah Connor. I'll be bringing you the highs and lows of this event throughout the week. We'll be talking to all the skippers around the world. Right, this is the registration room. How many people entered?
76 competitors should be sent.
We're outside the measuring hut. We're going to see how things are going inside, see all the boats are measured correctly. So this table is registration and measuring. They weigh the weight of the keel and the boat with all different 3 sets on it. Over here they measure the sails to make sure each marking is correctly on it. And this is the tank, and this is where they measure, make sure it's the right length, and also measure where the depth of the markings are on the boat are correct.
Unless you step on your way.
We're here tonight for the opening ceremony. The mayor is going to open this evening for tonight with a short speech, and then the racing begins tomorrow. It's day 1 of the World Championships. It's a very windy day and cloudy day. The skippers have just had their briefing and racing commences in half an hour. Today?
So today is a good win, and my boat go very, very fast.
Because you're in A heat at the moment. Do you hope to stay there all day?
I'm in A fleet now.
Yeah.
And I hope I can stay there.
Present World Championship
yes.
at the moment. How do you think today's going so far?
Well, the beginning didn't start so well. See, after qualification, I'm in C fleet now.
Who's the main competitor that you're going to try and beat?
Main competitor. You see, all these guys in front of me.
From C to A. Do you think that was very good?
Yeah, but I wasn't so happy with my sailing. I was really lucky because 2 times I was 5th, and the 4th boat which I needed to be was at the finish line made mistake, and I just made it too fast.
72, 75, 73, 35.
Leaderboard. How do you think you're getting on so far?
At the moment, conditions are favourable for my boat, but it's a long week, long way to go.
Do you think you're going to be on top of it all week?
I hope so, but like I say, it's a long week.
Is your boat only good in strong winds?
It's rather favourable for in strong winds, so I can't complain at the moment.
Do you think of any time that someone's going to overtake you or anything like that, or crash into you?
Tony was with me. He got to the mid mark first, I was second. But he showed a lot of speed, but I got in front of him on the run, and unfortunately he went into my stern round in the mark, which gave me a bit of a buffer really on everybody else.
very good race too. Well, just to settle in. I had a bit of a dodgy first race, had some penalty turns to do, so it's nice to have had a race win because the boat's going very fast, and you need to take advantage of that when you're going well. You've got to put the performances in. So.
You did go a few different ways to the other competitors. Do you think that paid off?
Yeah, well, the first run I went a different way, which didn't pay off, although I caught up at the end, and then the second beat, yeah, I put in some good tacks, and yeah.
There is a few wind shifts out there today, isn't there?
There are a few wind shifts. They're quite subtle, and the wind shifts can be completely wiped out if you get your tack wrong on the waves, because the waves are really tricky. So.
The footwear is not good.
Can you just lift all your trousers, please?
Good.
The socks and Crocs together, is that your best footwear, do you think, for sailing?
No.
No.
Sorry. Should have put me up boots on.
Because we got more people down here than we can handle.
And that's your summary of the day.
Well, it's ticking along nicely now. It was a bit frustrating this morning, the speaker falling over on the Argentinian's base and things, but it's all right now.
Day 2, and it's raining with light winds. We start off with B Fleet on the water, so we determine after race 4 who are the top 3.
Changing direction in mid-flow again. You're heading for a destination only you could know.
First race of the A heat today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you won it.
I won it, yeah. Fast boat. Got lucky on the start, had a good start, 0 on the far side of the line. Got to the windward mark just ahead of 135. And then had a good run. And then on the second beat, the wind had shifted a little bit more.
And the world keeps turning faster than you like. So you take a long ride on your motorbike.
Chose the far gate, which was the correct one. Went out to 10 boat lengths attacked, which actually put me on the ley line for the windward mark. So there wasn't a lot of tactics in there, it was all about boat speed.
Direction in mid-flow again. You're heading for a destination.
The new list for the current, who's winning it overall, and you're on top of it. Do you think that's good? Being on top only on day 2?
I'd rather be there than the other end.
That's one good thing. In the top 6, 5 of them are British.
Yep.
So you're competing against the other ones, or you're going to try and do as a individual or a team?
I don't care who I race. I'm
You
just going
don't?
to beat everyone.
The world keeps turning faster than you like. So you take a long ride on your motorbike.
There's probably about 10 boats who can win.
Yeah.
But
The main person,
Peter Stollery,
Peter Story's your main enemy, really.
yeah, he's too consistent.
Too consistent.
2, 1, gun. And the A fleet, this is race 5A, has just started. It's obviously that the centre of the line has paid dividends here, and 39 is in the lead. And the others, most of the others have crossed on port behind. And the standard is high. There are sailors in this event who sail Olympic classes. Unfortunately, they're not in this heat. They're in a lower heat at the moment, but we expect to see them higher up later on. And who is going to round first? It's quite tight. So starboard hand rounding. It's 39 first, followed by 125 and number 42. And as they go round the splitter mark, it's 39 followed by 42. 42 rounds in the lead, and they're going for the right-hand mark of the gate. The gate is a very good thing because it saves having a queue of boats all trying to get round one mark at the same time, and it gives the opportunity for the boats going to windward to choose a different course. So they're not just follow my leader. And we're on the very last beat to windward now. We've had 2.5 sausage course, parts of the course. And leading at the moment is 42, and he took the advantage on the first run.
Pressure's on now.
Yep.
You won the last A fleet,
Yep.
but you got Peter Story close behind you. Now you're about to go into the next A heat. How are you going to think you're going to look at this one, look into it?
I'm not looking at Peter Stollery just yet.
No?
We're still looking at everyone. We'll look at Peter Stollery late in the week and see where he is.
Is it?
Along with quite a few others. There's a long way to go. You just keep banging along scores that you're happy to keep. Just at the moment, you don't need to win every race. You don't need to win races to win championships. You just need to do better than what the other people do over the course of the week. So seconds, thirds, fourths, 6, 7s, 8s, somewhere inside the top 10 are races that you're going to bank before the end of the week. So you don't want to get too excited and do something stupid if you've got a race that I'd call a keeper.
2, 1, gun. And some of them have stayed late at the windward mark because they want to go off on the right-hand side of the course, and one of those has hit the mark, 67, but 39 has immediately gone out. We have the Barbados skipper with boat number 74. This is Peter Allen. And he is leading, but on top of him is Graham Elliott, 109, the grey boat, and as we're approaching the mark, it's 42, who's been in the middle, who is rounding third now behind Graham Elliott in 109. Their boats are lying third and second in the championship so far. The boat from Barbados is in lead. On the other side, the mark was taken by 42, which is the leading boat, and that's followed by 39, which is the second boat in the overall. Well, 74 is now well clear ahead of the others, and is doing a good job. Now, interestingly, all of the boats look as if they're going to the port hand gate mark. Obviously that to them appears to be giving an advantage. 74 is obviously clear ahead, but it's a question of who will get second, third and fourth. It's quite close. What will they do? Looks as if they'll have to go behind, both the 125 and 39 will have to go behind 22, but will they be able to get round and get up? Well, it looks very close. I imagine 22 did get that.
I've been sailing badly in the morning. Yesterday didn't have a really good day, but it's difficult when you sail with a lot of yachts. You know things are going to happen, but I got clear today and I've had 2 or 3 really good races.
So you think you're going to be consistent tomorrow?
Well, I'm hoping. The only problem with being at the top, there's only one way to go,
And
down.
You've done all the racing today, and you had to do your normal chores as the observations.
Yep.
So can you tell me about observation and what you have to do and stuff?
Observation, what do we have to do? What we do, we're paired with an international umpire, and we are basically their second set of eyes. We will help them spot any contacts, and then from there on we will offer our advice or opinion on how we felt we saw the incident. The umpire, more often than not, will either rule on it and give the offending boat a penalty, or the boat might go off and do a penalty by themselves, which is what we hope will happen. But either way, it's a good thing that we have the umpires here. They help clean the racing up and everybody behaves themselves. I've had a 2, a 1, a 3 and a 1.
So you've had a bullet, really?
Quite.
A bullet is...
pretty happy, actually. We have Prince Philip turning up here tomorrow, so as far as model yachting goes, especially here in the UK and to all of the Commonwealth nations, that's a pretty big deal that we should try a little bit harder. So I'm feeling like Mr. Brightside and I'm smiling like I mean it.
Mr. Elliott,
Yeah.
summary of the day.
Summary of the day. Some fine sailing going on. I think the best sailor today was Peter Allen from Barbados. I think he's had a 5, 2 and a 1. Sailed extremely well. And he's a very happy little bunny. Britpops are still going very well, obviously. That's been a good day, good day. Ticking along quite nicely. Tickety-boo.
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 It's day 3 of the racing. This afternoon we've got His Royal Highness coming to visit us, but first we've got to do some proper racing. After race 8 we'll be having the second discard. This is where a majority of the boats will either go up or down, depending on which discard they can get.
Roll on another. Another one away.
How did that last race go?
Well, I had an okay start, had a really good first beat. I was actually second at the first mark. This particular boat likes a lot of wind. The wind lightened up a little bit, so I was a little slow downwind, got passed by a few boats. Didn't sail a very good next beat, lost a few more. Same thing, kind of went backwards. I don't know, I finished 10th or 12th. I mean, it's a good race, but it could have been a lot better.
So we're on the second discard now, because that was race 8.
Okay.
Okay, you've just discarded 32 points.
Excellent, thank you.
That was one of your worst races.
I didn't have a very good first day.
No, so that's one good thing. So at least then you'd be up in the quite high rights now.
I don't know, quite high, but higher.
That was a good race.
Very good, yeah, very pleased with that. No, it's the first race where everything's kind of gone according to plan, so that was
You had a
very
good
pleasing.
lead though, didn't you?
Yeah, once I was ahead, I was able to get clean air and build on the lead, so no, it's really good.
Roll on another lovely, rub on another one away.
What are you looking forward to with the Royal coming this afternoon?
Right, it's fantastic publicity for the Model Yachting Association, really, really good. We're really, very proud and privileged that he's coming today, and we're very pleased as well. We've got good wind and it's sunny at the moment, and we hope that's the same when he arrives this afternoon.
What are you looking forward to with the Duke's visit this afternoon?
I don't know. I want to have a picture, but I think it's not allowed.
Roll on another, rub another one. Roll on another lovely.
How do you think you're getting on so far?
Terrible.
Terrible. Not as the best as you thought you could do?
No. But the competition's very good and the boats are very fast, and I was very fast at home, but I'm not fast here, so it just shows the level of competition, how good it is.
What are you looking forward to with the Duke's visit this afternoon?
Just getting on with my sailing, but I've met the Queen, so it'd be nice to meet the Duke. Yeah, I met the Queen when I was younger, so I had a chat to her, so it'd be good to speak to the Duke as well.
And what are you looking forward to with the Duke's visit this afternoon?
I'm very excited.
Very excited. First time meeting royalty?
Yes.
Yeah, so...
Yes, beside my wife.
Of course. Today?
Oh, not so good today.
No.
Yeah, keep hitting boats and marks and not concentrating well enough.
Well, you should concentrate. It's a nice sunny day.
Yeah, it's a stunning day.
Up to the other 2 days, so we got sun and wind,
Yep.
which is very unusual.
Yep.
Okay, this afternoon we've got the Dukes coming. What are you most looking forward to with that?
Oh, it'd be good to see him, yeah. See him up close and never seen royalty before, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Meeting the Duke.
The Duke was very knowledgeable. He asked very sensible questions, was very interested in what we were doing. And yeah, fantastic day for it, fantastic for the MYA, fantastic for the 1 metre class, and fantastic for everybody who's been here.
Did you have like sweaty palms?
No, I was pretty relaxed. Everybody says that he's a very easy guy to talk to, and he is a very easy guy to talk to. He puts you at ease, and yeah, no, thoroughly enjoyed it. And he certainly enjoyed watching the racing. I think that was his highlight. Yeah, no, I think he had a great time, and I hope the members of the public are, you know, a little bit more aware of our sport as a result.
Races, really.
I have, yeah.
Were you like the preheat race before? Were you a bit nervous just before meeting the Duke?
Not really nervous, but not really quite paying attention. And I had a problem with my jib sheet hooked up in the last A heat race before he turned up.
So it wasn't a panic of, am I going to get ready there in time to meet him?
Not really.
Get changed?
It was an unfortunate sequence of events. So I had to unhook my jib by doing a couple of circles to get that to get off. And by the time I'd done that, I'd lost too many places. So that's why I went down to B heat. And my B heat was also a rather dodgy affair.
Just made it at the skin of your teeth.
Just
really.
made it up, and then everybody changed into their number 1 rig, and there was a few issues on attaching a few bits on my number 1 rig, which I'm not completely up to yet, and so as a result I was very late to the start, and ended up just starting wherever I could get to within by the gun.
But you got there just in time.
Got there just in time, and actually by chance it seemed to be okay, and I won the race.
Won the race, which is a good comeback, really.
Yeah, very pleased.
After a couple of races.
Very pleased.
Fantastic sailing today, fantastic wind, best wind of the week by far. Shame the Duke turned up because we had to have a break for 2 hours, but it was great to see. What publicity for the sport, model yachting, 100 years old. West Kirby Sailing Club, the world, just fantastic. What a crowd, what everything. Sailing wise, right, I think the day probably belongs to Peter Stollery, although he had one demotion. I think he hammered about 3 firsts in today. Brad's still in there, keeps potting in with 4s, 5s, 6s. Had a terrible start to the day, but I picked up this afternoon.
And what are you going to do tonight then?
Tonight, I think we've got some chocolate biscuits and dancing girls in the clubhouse, which I'll participate in both. Yeah,
And a few bit of alcohol, maybe?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit of Bucks Fizz.
Bit of fizz.
Yeah. But no, fantastic day sailing, fantastic.
Day 4, rest day yesterday. We'll be looking at everybody in mid-fleet and where they'll be going up or down.
This you won't, this you will, this you don't know.
So how's the racing going so far this week?
It's been very good. I suppose I got my boat at the last minute, so I've been kind of a little bit all over the place getting things put together.
So you haven't had a chance really. This is the first time really taking it out on the water.
Yeah,
in a major event.
Yeah, just beforehand, it was very windy, so I just got a couple of days out with the number 3 rig on. It was very, very windy, so first time in the boat for the number 1 and number 2 rigs while we've been here. So not surprisingly, I've got a couple of gremlins here and there. Subsequently, when I put my replacement servo in, unfortunately the little horn at the other end was a bit shorter, and it's when it locked over, it popped out. So just in here, but it's all good now. So my fault, the one bit of the boat that I put together.
Charlie Fleet, please! Charlie Fleet!
What's your role for this week?
Just marshalling all the heats up to this carpet area and then tick them off, make sure that the ones are here. I don't go looking for them, I call them up a couple of times. Take them down to the launching pier.
Okay, and what if the boat's not here?
That's their problem.
That's their problem.
They have a duty to listen and be here.
What do you think about this competition this week?
Very nice. I think it's a lot to learn. It's my first really big international event ever. A lot to learn. Very nice to meet people from all over the world. I find that very interesting. You see solutions, you see everything. It's very nice. Also how people are organized and how they're racing at home.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And will you be taking part again in like 2 years' time?
I certainly hope so.
Hope so.
We're getting organized in Switzerland now with the IOM class.
Yeah.
And of course you have to probably qualify because now the interest is bigger.
Coming into day 4, turning up like late as usual to all events.
Yes.
Do you think that's the best way of going about it all the time?
If you look at Pete Stollery last race last night, panicked to change his rig, didn't think about anything, threw the boat on the water, went and won the race. Sometimes we turn up at events far too early. We're knackered by the time the first race starts. All we do is think about the race. I'm not racing till 10:30, so what's the point of being here for 8? I did win the competition on the panic change of the last race of the 3rd day, so...
Ready to go. Trim. Happy with? Go sailing.
We have here, if we look closely, we've got a twist in the forestay and the leech line. So unfortunately we've decided we have to add another 10-second penalty onto that. But
and all the main
yeah,
deck's
I think
done?
he did quite well. He had a reasonable trim on. Everything else fumbled a bit with the backstay over the wall, but yeah, not too bad at all.
Let's go and see the Japs and then play. Stuck in a low tide, still looking for blue sky. Would you come and share your smile?
Congratulations, you just won race.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Are you quite glad that you finally got a first? Really?
Yeah, I've had a couple of good races in the last 2 and I just got the boat tweaked just right and she's climbing nice and high and got reasonable pace and I've got more options than I had in the breezes we've had previous to this. So,
If you had a few words to say about the roundup of the whole competition, what would it be so far?
fantastic sailing.
Yeah.
Look up, it ain't gonna stay too long. Not if I can. It ain't gonna stay right or wrong. Or maybe I could change all of the flag.
Do you feel it's a bit strange having all mostly British all the ways
Yeah,
in front of you?
I don't think I've got a chance against those guys, but there's a few in front of me which I could nobble off yet, so I'll just try and...
But their boats are better in strong winds though, so hopefully...
Yeah, exactly. But not that the Britpops are suffering in the light, but they just don't have the advantage that they might in the breeze, so it's a bit more of an even race, I think.
Right now I don't wanna be right. Right now I don't wanna be right.
I'll be happy with that.
You did a good race then, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm quite happy with this one. At least one good race in the championship.
Maybe an island or somewhere to smile at.
It's a great event, very well organized. A lot of people are working on it, are working now on worked before. It's very, very good event.
Yeah.
The only point for us French, it's a little cold.
Cold.
Feeling tired all shook up.
Summary of the day.
Day four. Obviously the wind swung round about 20-30 degrees today. It's gone a little lighter as well, a bit more fluky. It's coming off the sea 1 minute, the houses the next, which gives you a chance to get back even if you last. Nobody's been consistent today because all the 4 of the top 5 have actually been demoted to B fleet at some stage. Peter's been down, Brad's been down. The only one that's not been down is Martin, I think, today.
I think Martin's never been down to B yet.
No, I think he might be the only one that's consistently in A fleet, which might be the answer to the question.
Right now I don't wanna be right. Right now I don't wanna be right. It ain't gonna stay. Right now I don't wanna be right. It ain't gonna stay. Right now I don't wanna be right.
So the wind's due to get a little lighter tomorrow and a little lighter on Saturday and swinging around another 45 degrees, I believe. So that'll be quite interesting, which will bring the non-muscle boats into it, but the Cantos maybe come into it, and there's a V7 that's lying in about 647th. He could come into it quite easy. He had a race win, Ian Vickers, he had a race win today. Who does the day belong to?
Yeah, who does the day belong?
I think it would have to be Rob, split between Rob and Martin, because they've sailed extremely well with their muscle boats in lightish conditions. So yeah, well done Rob, well done Martin.
As you can see, it's a lovely sunny day today. It's start of day 5. There's going to be a few course changes today as the wind's going to change in all directions. One B, then to A.
Yeah.
This morning. Good?
Good.
Yeah?
First in the B fleet.
Yeah.
And 2 in the A fleet. Sun.
Sun. No wind.
No wind. No problem.
What do you think about the racing?
You only yellow. This event. The English guys are very fast.
Yeah.
Too fast.
Today we're going to get a skipper's view of racing.
Keep up 33. Keep up 33. Contact 91105. Penalty 9-1. Contact on the mark 67 and 141.
67's done his turn for the contact with the mark. Not sure 141 has. Water to take, please, 71. 98. 67's on starboard, you lot at the mark. 67's on starboard. Hey. Derek? Oh, what do we do about all these boats here? Wasn't that bad, Brad, wasn't it? Things I do for model yacht racing. Yeah, go on, John. No water, 50. Water to take, please, 50. Through the lead, thank you.
Work for the money and you don't act funny and you never break none of the rules. They're gonna charge you for everything that you do. Give me a dream, don't be long about it.
You may think I'm talking to myself, but I'm talking to this thing I've got on there. Move well to the right. Well done, Torvald. You've done it half your life. Why should it change now? Good race.
Undoubtedly, the racing's been fantastic all week. It's been, since the sun came out, it's been champagne sailing.
Work for the money and you don't act funny and you never break none of the rules. They're gonna charge you for everything that you do. Give me a dream and don't be long about it. I'm waiting for the change. In a pool of light
It was expected though. Then the sea breeze came in. Beautiful wind in the end, but we had to go to the far side of the lake to set out a fantastic course today. Top end of A-rig, very, very good. So yeah, died off a little bit in the afternoon, in the last race maybe, but it's been there pretty much all day since the first race. Yeah, since the first race.
Welcome to the final day of the 1 metre World Championship at West Kirby. Tonight we'll find out who will be the world champion between Brad Gibson and Peter Stollery.
Yes, you had room to dump me.
Hi Jeff, how's it going? How's the week going this week?
Apart from one day, really great. Probably the best venue I've been to.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's all been good.
And what do you think about the top 3 designs that are here?
The Britpop seems to go in all weathers, the lintel and the fresh winds. No, they're all good. They're all good, but they're all skippered by great skippers, so it makes a big difference.
You've got like a new design.
I have, yes.
Yeah, can you explain about your design?
Yeah, it's called Shines. It's a mixture of ideas I've had, and on a concept of the new style of boat, and it's really gone very well. Far exceeded my expectations.
So is it quite nice being like in the one of the top 6 in the, which is British?
It's better than I anticipated because over recent years I've struggled to keep in the top 10, so being in 6th place is quite a bonus for me really, being an old fogey.
The new Britpop that's slowly coming out, how do you think that boat is up to the other designs of boats?
Well, evidently it's very good, and all credit to Brad for doing that. You have to also remember that he and the other 2 guys sailing them are very good sailors. Although they haven't been sailing theirs for too long, it's a very well prepared boat. And Brad's obviously produced a boat which works very well in the conditions we've had here. It'll be interesting to see how average sailors get on with them in the long term, but I'm sure they'll be very popular, and quite rightly so.
Is there any part of that boat that you like best of all on the Britpop?
I'd quite like to have the skills of the guy sailing it.
I wish I had never, I wish I had never set my eyes on you.
There's jewellery in here, so any decisions made are from these people inside. Hello! And what's your main role here at this event this week?
I'm the chair of the jury.
And what does that entail? What do you have to do?
We umpire the races, so we've got 6 members of the jury. All the races we have 4 umpires out there, and we monitor rules observance. And if a boat breaks a rule, then we give a penalty to the boat so that the matter gets sorted out on the water, and hopefully that the sequence of finishing, going over the finish line, will be the final sequence of finishing.
Okay.
So competitors know where they are.
Have you had any protests this week?
We've had, I think, 11 or 12 protests this week, which have come to actually having protest hearings. Most of them have been seeking redress, for example, when boats become entangled. Umpiring 1 metre boats is itself quite a complex issue just because of the relative speed acceleration and deceleration of the boats. So we really do have to work hard to keep our observance of all the issues out there on the water.
You're coming into the last race for this event for the whole of this week.
Yep.
Are you excited? Nervous? Bit of worried what each other's going to do?
It's been a fantastic week sailing. Brad's sailed very, very well all week. It's been a pleasure to race against him, and may the best man win. Hopefully it's the man not in red shoes.
It's all about lucky shoes, Pete.
I don't have any lucky shoes.
You're in trouble now.
Oh, nobody told me about lucky shoes.
He's a bit stuck at the moment, isn't he?
Well, they're both
right at the back. I think Brad really needs to go back around the ends and come back through the fleets. He's doing. He came up, started too early in that line.
Wow, he's taking a real chance here right now, being on the inside.
Peter's coming on the top now.
Peter's right up.
But I think he's going to try and come on, but he's going to get hit by another boat.
Right now, a lot of ducking.
Bryce came up.
He's going to make it. Very good.
He's got to be careful though. He doesn't hit the mark. Going around that mark, he might have to tag again, which he did. Bryce come around the second mark, quite clear of everybody.
Brad's doing basically everything he needs to do. He's putting at least 4 boats between.
He's just following every move that Brad's doing at the moment. Going the same route. Pete's gone a bit higher up though, up to Brad, but now he's tacking. Going up high. That needs to
Brad just tacked off the wall there and he's getting a fairly nice little lift here. It's not enough though. He's coming back to port, coming back to the wall again.
He's coming in.
There you go.
There you go.
What a way to do it.
That is a championship.
Congratulations, you just won the World Championship for 2011. How do you think that race went, the last race?
All over the place, but ended the right way round. So absolutely delighted.
You put up a good fight, for the whole week. How do you think that last race went?
First half of it went particularly well. The second half of it, I kind of just dropped out of a shift, and Pete went a couple of steps past me as he had to do because he was behind me, and stupid me should have gone and looked after him, and I didn't.
Round the bottom of the mark, Brad tacked perhaps a little bit early, so I just thought, well, I've got to stay out a bit further, and that really paid off.
It was a race between me and Pete and 18 other pests in the way, to be perfectly honest. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. There was no one else I was looking at in that race, so it was kind of irrelevant where we were in the fleet.
I might have a drink tonight, I think, to celebrate. It's been an incredible week to be involved in all aspects of it, but particularly the sailing, and to have a competition with Brad like that, who, you know, he is one of the best in the world, and you know, to have beaten him is a great privilege.
Well done, Peter. He's done a lot for the event. Obviously, it would have happened without him. Did he deserve to win it? Well, he scored less points than anyone else, so of course he did. Brad's second, yeah, well done, Brad. He's designed and built the top 3 boats.
Oh, and what did you come?
I was third.
You were third.
To be perfectly honest today, whoever won, I couldn't have been more proud, and it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Thank you very much. It was just the most fun ever. Thank you guys. Finally, the champion for the 9th IOM World Championship from Great Britain, Peter Stoll.